Camera's on already. Alright. Stoops. Welcome everybody. I'm gonna just get started on the drawing here. I am not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna be drawing several things within this drawing, but mainly, as you read by the title, it is all about Batman. There was a 75th anniversary this year. I believe it was back in March. That was the actual birthday of Batman. Happy belated birthday, man. Hands down, Batman has been one of the biggest influences in my life in terms of cartoons, and actually some pretty solid life lessons can be learned within the animated series from the 90s. And just as an artistic style and so many other things from various comic book artists. One of my personal favorites is Bruce Timm, who was the main guy behind a lot of the DC animated universe that is, that started off with Batman the Animated Series. So man, all I can say is I love Batman. You've probably seen it in some of my videos if you've checked any of them out. And here we go. I'm going to be doing a small little sliver here, and it's going to expand a little bit. I'm going to do various other characters, and this is Cartoons for Nostalgia, by the way. I felt stupid. I thought the camera didn't work for a second. That's why I kind of got all fucked up in my introduction. But hey, you're here now. And I haven't done a drawing video in over a year, I believe, and fuck the fact that I don't have editing. You will literally enjoy all the nervousness of drawing with me. Especially, it's almost like someone telling me, hey, you gotta draw on cue, and that's kind of difficult, actually. It doesn't seem like it, but one thing, as I said, I have been inspired by the Batman series in so many ways. I just have enjoyed it as a cartoon. I've enjoyed it as a little bit as a comic. I haven't been too big with the whole comic stuff, but I definitely respect the comic book artists who have created so many wonderful stories that I'm sure I have not even come close to even reading it, at all. But one thing is for sure, I just love Batman as a character. I just think he's just surrounded by such a cast of characters, and the story is what basically can drive anybody to enjoy something as awesome as the Batman character, and the mythos that is involved with the character. And I'm not saying I'm related I don't know how to explain it. I'm not saying, oh shit, I know exactly what Batman feels like. My parents were murdered, this and that, but one of the biggest things about the Batman character is that there is a big emphasis on the fact of the loss of family and the worries that come with that. And that is a simple but very big issue that's covered in the series, especially with the loss of and the murder of his parents and such like that. It's such a powerful message. And to see that as a young kid, not understanding that truly, I didn't understand anything close to what I do of that now. And it's something where that's when cartoons actually gave a shit to really push a message. And as something as dark as that type of message that was put in a television show for kids, I mean, and the fact that it actually stuck after all these years, I mean, that is something to be said for the creators of the show. And yes, I am referencing a picture, so unfortunately I'm not literally doing this out of my head, but I am doing this and cropping it. I'm making my own little, that's the beauty of being an artist, is you can crop things in your own mind, and you're just like, if this doesn't work, this angle, because the photo I'm looking at is very similar to this, but I am changing up the hand motions and the angles and everything about it. Really, the only biggest thing I am having to copy per se is just the face, because his face is such an angular face that it's kind of tough to really get down the right angle. And I'm really happy that this is coming out very good already. But yes, I'm doing this whole thing in honor of the Batman 75th anniversary. It's just such a I didn't even know the Batman character was that old, and that's just like, wow. How awesome is that? That the character has withstood the test of time. It truly is amazing, and I'm 100% happy with a lot of the things that have, you know, I don't know how to describe the character of Batman in just a matter of just simple sentences or whatever. But I will say this: as a kid growing up and seeing these dark characters, it's truly something where you don't think much of it as a kid. You're just like, whoa, that's the bad guys. But when you really think and just acknowledge, holy shit, these characters are really just very dark and deep, and a lot of other different things, and it's kind of like, it's just flat out amazing that characters can be like this and just come to life in an animated show or a comic book and what have you. I really just appreciate the whole Batman mythos and everything. My apologies, I don't mean to be redundant, especially when drawing. It's kind of hard to really focus on talking as well as my timer and everything. That's pretty much, that came out pretty good actually. Just trying to clock in on timing. But yeah, Bruce Timm, one of the biggest influences on me as an artist. I've really enjoyed his work. I doubt he'll ever watch something of my videos here, but in all seriousness, like, he's one of my biggest influences. I always liked this very simple, angular looks to his characters, and it's just fucking fantastic on how even the creators of, I believe him and Paul Dini, I believe is the other guy that was mainly involved with the storytelling as well. They rebooted their own franchise, of course, and everybody was very, very neutral about not knowing what to... Well, some people were very obviously not liking the style that was used. And I, for one, actually grew up with that style more often than this version. This is the 1992 to 95 version of Batman, where, yeah, he had this particular style that was simplistic already, but there was well-defined shapes, and everything looked more closer to a realistic person. And one thing that happened that I did notice and understood as a kid also is that everything wasn't as detailed. As you can see here, there is a lot of detail within the drawing. And the fact is that there wasn't any of that present really within the rebooted new Batman Adventures. So a lot of fans were not happy with that. And I thought it was actually kind of cool, though. I actually didn't mind the simplistic design of that particular style that Bruce Timm and company had to use. For whatever reason they did that, I'm not sure. I'm sure they've explained that in a commentary or various Comic Cons or wherever they've been in the last decade and a half or something, but I'm, for one, am a fan of it. I like it enough. I mean, it's not as cool as this particular version per se, but I like it a lot, and I will be doing another drawing of that hopefully very soon. But I want to complete this particular drawing first. As I said, there's going to be an expanding universe and all that, so that should do it for this. I really didn't want to keep you all too long here. And finishing the last seconds. And yeah, it's just simplistic design. Like it, I like a lot of the design work, as I said. And it's pretty fucking awesome. And that is Batman for you.